So I'm outside, just set up the Weber grill in my driveway. Gonna be grilling some steaks for my wife because my wife much prefers the grilled steaks. So letting the grill heat up. I have not taken Adderall today. I have just been doing the carnivore diet. Slept well last night. Reordered fish eggs. Still have a bunch of raw liver. I have so much raw liver. I have not even taken caffeine today, just had some green tea, so I anticipate just passing out in the evening, though. I do anticipate passing out in the evening. If I don't pass out, I'm probably just going to drink a ton of water, go for a quick walk or something, because I haven't been for a walk today yet, which, I'm just sleepy. Like, I was just up till like 2 a.m. yesterday, and then I woke up. I was like out of bed doing stuff at 8. So I'm trying to reset my circadian rhythm so that I get up earlier. We'll see how that goes. So tomorrow, up and early. I want to do that without Adderall. I don't really want to take Adderall anymore. Like, I just don't. I'll probably get tired, but I mean, I don't really know how tired I would even get without it because of the lion diet and because of how my brain works anyway. Like, my brain will latch on to things much more readily off of Adderall than it will on Adderall. And I already do have. I remember this conversation I had with a friend years ago where I was telling him about the carnivore diet. This was before I ever started taking Adderall, and he explained that the carnivore diet, he believed the carnivore diet was doing for me what like Lexapro was doing for him, because it was providing a sense of stability. And I think the carnivore diet may be doing that. I also think that what I'm doing now is simply like the work that I have to do for Week to Warrior, for the supplement company, for my other business ventures, for YouTube, for content creation, for marketing, for sales, for business relationships, all this stuff, product creation. It actually suits itself to ADHD very well. Like, I'm really not at a disadvantage for having ADHD. I'm actually at an advantage because none of the work is linear anyway. So I feel like Adderall actually in many ways makes it harder to do this kind of work because my brain wants it to make sense. My brain wants there to be some way of doing things that I can remember on Adderall that I can't because there isn't a way of doing things. And the ADHD part of me just loves it because it's just everything's new, doing new stuff, zero boredom. And that really is what my brain prioritizes, is the zero boredom. I also feel like one of the strategies I'm going to be taking to selling out of the supplements to get the initial batch of supplements sold before we go into larger scale production is just passing out flyers. And I feel like on Adderall, I'm much more like I'm on Adderall, I'm much more likely to optimize something that shouldn't exist. Whereas off of Adderall, I'm very likely to sit down for 2 hours, not move or speak to anyone, and then scrap the entire business model and immediately start doing something else that just knocks it out of the park. That's just where I need to be. So because that's where I need to be, Adderall is not helpful for me. Ha 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 ha. Isn't that a funny little poem? Like, based on where I need to be, Adderall is not helpful for me. So I don't think that'll be difficult. I think that now I'm just wondering, like, I want to go read my journal entries from when I started taking Adderall, and that could be some really high quality video content, honestly, me reading journal entries when I started taking Adderall and reflecting on these things. But I still also have to meditate today. I'm just kind of chilling, taking it easy, letting my brain do its ADHD thing. And that is so helpful. Like, one thing I've found too is that all of my reasons for doing things tend to be ADHD. So if I don't have the symptoms of ADHD anymore, then my reasons for doing things stop making sense over the course of weeks and months and years. Whereas with ADHD, they do make tons of sense. And it's like, I feel like a lot of it has just been coming back to my old coping mechanisms, my old ADHD coping mechanisms, and realizing that they were actually genius. I'm very grateful I got to grow up without Adderall so that I developed all these coping mechanisms, because they are genius. I can't imagine what it would be like coming to this mode of being if I'd been on Adderall my whole life. I'd be like, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of meant to be who you are. So if that's your destiny, that's your destiny, and your destiny's gonna find you. I was also looking at books at a bookstore. I'm thinking, like, I gotta write me some novels, because these novels ain't novel. They're pretty run-of-the-mill. But I'm gonna finish watching Star Trek and continuing my latest ADHD train of thought, because yeehaw. And yeah, I'm just gonna be consuming large quantities of green tea, taking vitamin D, B vitamins, salt, magnesium, all that good stuff, and then just seeing how my brain does without Adderall or Vyvanse or paracetam even. I don't want to make sense. I don't want to be sequitur. I don't want to be a logical sequence. I want to be original, you know? And not taking any of these things very much helps me with that. Like, I find the feeling of being on Adderall somewhat pleasant, but it's just not as engaging. I'm less engaged with the world. I'm more engaged with my conception of the world. Whereas off of Adderall, I don't have a conception of the world. I just have my constant perception of the world. And I have my operating system for processing perception, but I don't have a conception. I don't think that conception's really helpful. I want to see unfiltered reality. That's really what I want, is see unfiltered reality. And Adderall just doesn't really help me with that. It puts this filter on reality of what I was thinking beforehand. This is interesting. It's going to be a lot of me reflecting on Adderall versus no Adderall, ADHD, paracetam, different diets and biochemistry and how that affects the mind. Because I've also gone back to my body weight training protocols for when I was 14 as well, and that goes with the ADHD too. It's like, what the hell is Adderall? Like, just be a warrior monk who does push-ups and body weight squats constantly, makes videos that are non sequitur, and just starts a product or business whenever he feels like it, and goes to different states to sleep in his car and do God knows what. Like, or stay at hotels or go to conferences. Like, it's like, have I cured ADHD, or have I just found where ADHD exists best? I was also thinking that my experience taking Adderall will make me a better writer, because I have more breadth of experience. God, like, I feel like Adderall made me boring. Like, I really feel like, I just feel like it made me boring. Like, I wasn't boring, because I'm still me, and that's always interesting, because I'm always doing something cool. But, like, I just feel like Adderall made me boring. Like, it made me predictable. It made my days predictable. It made my thoughts predictable. I don't like that. I don't like that predictability. I don't like that stability. I don't like this, well, try it out and see if it works. Let's do the procedure and blah, 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 blah. I just like staring at something like an unhinged maniac until I break through to the fundamental reality that underlies the pattern of its existence. That's what I like doing. And it actually seems to work for me. It feels like a superpower. It feels like an unstable superpower. It feels like Adderall is a substitution for thinking. Like, I can just take Adderall, I can just go through the motions. Or I can think through all of these things that don't really require thought, but invite it. And I can play with the children of that intercourse. And I can see what kingdoms we build together.